wife ain't doing everything you want her to do, pray for her. Be content with her. Don't divorce her. You might be throwing away a perfectly good woman. Amen. Ladies, don't throw away that husband. He might be a little lazy. Put the boot to his back end. Say, hey, boy, pick it up. Because you might be throwing away a perfectly good man. Be content and pray. Pray ye one for another. Amen. Content.
Amen.
Amen. But see, Paul, as he's writing to young Timothy, he's saying, this is great gain, contentment. For we brought nothing into this world. Whoa.
That's right.
And it is certain we will carry nothing out. I've never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse ever in my lifetime. You come naked, you leave it naked. Do you realize that when you put that nice suit on that person that's going in the ground, it ain't going to, that suit ain't going to heaven. That dress ain't going to heaven. They go, you naked, you came naked, you're going to go. Amen. The Bible says you're going to stand open and naked before the Lord. Amen. Huh? He says, watch it, having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Now, most of us country folks, food is the main object. If you've got a woman who could cook or a husband who could cook and you love to eat, you're content.
That's a fact.
Amen. Amen. Let me tell you, if that woman could cook and you sat down at that table and you butter up to it like mama and grandmama and used to, and wife could do, oh, you happy. Oh, yes, you are happy. Yes, sir. My son-in-law, my future son-in-law, that boy loves to eat. I want to tell the church, I want you to pray for me and feel sorry for me because I don't only have one Daniel now, I got two. Miss Connie, I ain't kidding. Now on Sunday, I cooked. It was enough to cook for me and Daniel and me and Mom and Lynn. Now I got Chris to feed. And that boy, he gets his head in that plate. I said, is it good? Yes, sir. That boy's got elbow disease, man. A few minutes after he's done eating, he's still going like this. The son, you can cut that thing off or something. Glory to God. Contempt. There was food. I've never been, listen, I know I've eaten with some of you guys, and you're like, whoa, and we know all the good restaurants in town. We know all the bad restaurants in town. No, I wouldn't go and eat there, man. That food ain't worth a lick. But let me tell you, where you go. Yeah, was it good? Oh, man. See? That's a Bible thing. See, you thought I was kidding. It's a Bible thing. He said, look, when you got food and you got clothes, you ought to be happy. There, be content. Listen, you ain't eating naked, are you? You got clothes. You know why Pastor Ron ain't never went to Hooters? You want to tell why I ain't never went there? I don't care about seeing a woman half naked when I'm fixing to eat. I don't want to see that. Now, I don't know what it does to some people. I don't like that. I've never been there. Never been there in my life. Never. Don't care about going. Because let me tell you something. I don't care about women walking in with almost no clothes on. Would you like a hamburger? And listen, fellas. You say you looking at that hamburger if you want to, you lying. Yes, you are lying. That's why I'm not even going in there. I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to leave you alone. Amen. Because you might like Hooters. I ain't going. Amen. You say, Pastor, I don't know about Hooters. I'll tell you no. But listen. But now, if you talk about going to Max downtown or Kingsman, oh, especially Kingsman. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'm with you. Happy because you got clothes and you got food. Amen. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Amen. I can testify to that because I've been there in verse 9. I've been there. Which drown men in destruction and perdition. Now watch. People misquote this. And I'm going to close when I get it. I got to finish it next week. Watch what he says. People misquote this. They say, money is the root of all evil. That's a lie. It's not what it says. The love of money is the root of all evil, which will some covet after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Let me tell you, it's the love of that dollar. You know what's wrong with our country today? You know what's wrong with our congressmen and our senators today? You know what's wrong with our world today and our mayors and our governors and all them? They love that money because money buys power, and they want that power and they want that money. Amen. We as Christian people want to have money because we've got to live. I love cool air when it's hot. I love sleeping in a comfortable bed. I love roof over my head when it rains. I love driving my Toyota pickup. I love driving my 2016 Dodge Journey. I love that. I love to take my wife every now and then, with me and her, or go out with some friends and be able to go to places like the Kingsman. But you know how I get there? Because I work. I don't depend on the government.
Amen.
I work. I labor, just like you in this church do. You labor hard for what you have. And all of you, I've been to some of y'all's houses. Y'all got nice homes, but you work for them.
Amen.
Nobody gave them to you.
That's right.
See, so there is a difference. And some people just love that dollar so much. You don't think they do? Look at tax collectors. IRS. They love that money. That's why they about tax us into oblivion right now. Amen. He says that foolish hurts. He says the love of money, not money itself, but the love of it. He says, and then he goes on, but thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after what? It's not a point in not having money. I pray that every one of y'all have great paychecks. I pray that every one of you, someone have you all get rich. That'd be fine. But if God makes you rich, put your riches in perspective. God first, then your riches, not your riches, then God. Amen. And I believe if you get rich and you're up here, you're going to give back to God. You're going to say, God, you've been so gracious to me, and I want to give to you. Amen. Amen. Watch what he says. But man, O man of God, flee these things and follow after what? Righteousness, right living, good living, knowing that you're right and you're truthful. You know, John Wayne is one of my, if you could have an earthly hero, movie star hero, to me it's John Wayne for me. Okay? John Wayne, I've read biographies on him, and they said that he was so truthful that he did not deal fault. He didn't do faking people out or trying to rip people off. He had a cattle ranch in Arizona, and when he would sell beef and stuff to people, he did it on a good basis. That you could trust John Wayne's word, that you knew if he sold you something, it was right. It was not going to be no junk. And he was a man of his word, and he believed in that. He believed in that. And he believed in this country and all the things of this country. John Wayne got saved not long before he passed away. He gave his life to Jesus Christ. But he was truthful, even as a natural man, not a Christian man, that he believed that his handshake should be his word. And I remember that even years ago when I was a boy growing up, there wasn't so many contracts. You know why we got contracts today? Because you can't trust people. A man's word, back in the day, a man's word, if he shook your hand, that was his bond. And you knew once you shook that man's hand, you didn't have to have a piece of paper. You could shake that man's hand and knew he was right. Amen? We don't have that anymore because people are not trustworthy. They're not right. They don't try to live right. They don't have righteous living. Righteous living means live righteously, means to try to be as close to Jesus as you can and do everything as right as you can. Not saying you're going to be perfect. That's not what it's saying. You're going to make mistakes, but live as close to righteous. He says, oh, godly man, do that. And he said, seek after godliness. Godliness. You know what godliness is? Same thing as righteous. Good living. Living right. My grandma, I never heard my grandma ever say a bad word about anybody. I never heard my grandmother say anything ugly. I never heard her do anything wrong. And your grandmother, even some of our mothers were the same way. They didn't do ugly things. They just wasn't raised that way. And now what people think today, men and women both are just cussing you out ain't nothing. Amen? They don't care if you're a Christian. They could care less about that. They'll cuss you out just that quick.
Amen.
Or years ago, man, let me tell you, when the preacher come over, that was the man of God. You better behave yourself. I mean, you better behave or you'll get your tail tore up. Amen. It was just that quick, man. They'd take you in the room, boy, Mama put you on that merry-go-round. She'd take that leather belt of daddy's man, that military belt, she'd put a whooping on you, boy. Preacher come over, you better, yes sir, no ma'am. It was yes sir, no ma'am. See, kids don't learn that anymore. Unless parents start teaching them and grandparents start teaching them that. I've already looked at my daughter and I said, let me tell you something now. One thing I won't tolerate. You start having children, they come over to grandma and grandpa's house, the first time they jump on that couch will be their last.
Amen.
The first time that we're talking, they interrupt, I will look at them and I will say, grown-ups are talking, children be seen, not heard, be quiet. When grown-ups are talking, children shouldn't interrupt. That's a sign of disrespect. You see what I'm talking about? Do you remember those days? I remember when, matter of fact, when grown-ups come over, kids went outside, we played. Amen. And we used to suck water out the water hose. It wasn't poison back then. I don't know why they said it's poison. That didn't hurt me. Amen. Amen. We used to, let me tell you, it's back to righteousness and godly living. When we teach children that God expects us out of them, they grow up doing that. Amen. Mm-hmm. Young ladies become young ladies. They stay young ladies if you teach them right from the start.